And we're live for this very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Ma.
Merry Christmas, Divya, and to everyone out there. Have a great, great, great celebratory association with your gifts and Santa and the cookies and the milk and everything that people in the whole world are rejoicing and waking up to this beautiful, beautiful energy of red and green and white.
So what is this energy of red, green and white, Ma?
That it energizes the heart, and the white energy purifies you and lets go of all the complaints and the pain and the hurt, and inviting gifts which come with Santa and with gifts from your families and your friends, and everybody's rejoicing. And under the tree of life, that is twinkling bright and shining, and it has all the planets, the stars, and you invite everything into your abode and you honor them and you respect them, and you cherish the gifts under the tree, which are divine gifts that you give to each other, and you spend time loving. So it's a lot of fun. And the red energies energize your future, because it's the energy of commitment and energy of strength and energy of vigor and vitality, and your root chakra is activated, and it spreads from the bottom of your feet till the top of your head. You're all entrenched in red with little wisps of white and the snow, and it's a state of deep purification and wellness. So that's how the adventure of the gold and silver stars and the little baubles on the Christmas tree. And sometimes people also put, popcorn lace.
Popcorn lace, yes.
Yeah. So it's also that puff up with gratitude and thankfulness and great family togetherness. So that is healing moment when you're inviting all those energies, and the green energy is growing and it's filling your heart with love and tenderness. And remember that the Christmas tree has needles, right? So they're stitching all the wounds of the heart from the previous lifetimes, previous years, where you've felt unfulfilled or unhappy.
So, Ma, as we are, getting closer and closer, the countdown begins to 2023, and there is this energy of love and rooting and power and abundance that is coming, with this Christmas trifecta of red, green and white. How can we expand our ability to share and give love in these not only days and moments, and today especially, but for the year 2023 and beyond? What are those things that we can actively do that gestures of love that will be interpreted by the other, whether it's our community, our society, our family members, that they will see that as love and respect?
I remember that in the year 1999, I was in Israel, just as it was changing to 2000, right? And so 2020, the 1st of January 2020. So I was there from, I think, the 22nd of December of 1999. And I was in touch with the rabbinite, who's the wife of a rabbi.
Yes, ma'am.
And she was lighting a candle on the Hanukkah every day. She was lighting one. And it was very, mesmerizing for me to see that as we were turning from the 1900s to the 2000s, and how we even went to Bethlehem that night to pray and to, connect to the energies. And the energies of that moment were about tranquility, to be tranquil, to be immensely centered in that, that appreciation of the moment. And in that, there was such an explosion and transmission of light. So sometimes it's not something that you are doing for the other, it's what you're doing for yourself. to bring that sense of calmness, that peace, that tranquil state, and it comes from immense gratitude. So in that gratitude, then you have all the gifts, you have all the cherishing, and you have the ability to just be centered in the moment and to transmit that light. And that transmission of light, what I found very adventurous was that, the first day they lit one candle, and the next day it was two, then three. And I think it went on, I think that till the 2nd or 3rd of January. And it was to illuminate their own hearts. And I look at it as illuminating all your chakras from the root to the 11th crown. And being adventurous and not only illuminating for yourself, but illuminating for the world around you. So Christmas is about candles and poppers and crackers and celebration, and of course gifts, and having Christmas dinner together. So it's very beautiful to partake of that feast, and the feast is not always about just the gift. The feast is what the energies other people bring for you.
And the associations and the relationships.
Yeah. And the comfort of knowing that there are people out there who love you, and that you love your world and you're in service to the divine.
And so when we're talking about the truth and the power of healing, because I was meditating on that as I got up this morning, and I was wondering that what is that one thing that I'd like to ask you about this truth and power connection, and that is truth giving us power, or when we are powerful we get to create truths?
I think that the power brings courage, and the courage brings that ability to bear your soul. And, that's what confession in the church is about. You go and you sit on the other side of the window and you confess to the divine. So that power, that courage comes that you have a confession and that you have wronged, or at least you are cleansing your soul of the burden of feeling that I'm unfit or unworthy. So in that moment of truth, there's an explosion of light. And it's about like being empty. So if there's a cup of muddy water, and if you pour it, wash it, and you fill it, then you have a lot of clear water to drink. And if you just fill with that muddy water, it's not fit to drink. So it'll take a long time for that trickle and for that glass to be filled with that. So basically on days of great spiritual essence, we are able to cleanse our auras. I call the aura also a glass of light, which is always fulfilled to share its energy with you. But sometimes we are only so full of all our other aspects of ourselves that we are not willing to let go. So the whole experience of healing is to let go of the burdens of the past and to invite the flavors of freshness and goodness and light and energy and comfort into your... yesterday we had the Let's Heal, and somebody said that they are transforming their life just with one truth that I had shared, that they must have foods of all the rainbow colors, remember?
Yes, Ma'am. Madhvi, she is also here.
So she was just sharing that, and when I was going to bed last night, I was thinking that's such a sweet way, that just that one thing is the greatest gift that she's giving to herself. And that every day she's looking at all the different colors of the foods that she's eating, and in that there's a transformation, and she's fit for the rest of the day, and she's not worried about the tomorrow. Again, today she's going to eat all the colors of the rainbow, and that's going to ignite so much power and so much magic in her life that she's going to be able to reach her goals, right? So she has the sufficient energy today to be able to do. So that is the power of truth, to be able to hear the guidance and to implement it in your consciousness. And that was the other thing that we came up with, somebody who was talking about their skin not being in such a good state, and then 2-3 months ago I told them to go see somebody, skin specialist, and they was still dilly-dallying, and they were still putting some oil on their skin and putting that oil, and things were just clogging the pores. And They were not taking action that was appropriate for their nurturance, right? So that's not connecting to the truth of the situation or the moment.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need a lot of courage, you need a lot of willpower, you need a lot of perseverance and doing the right action in the moment, actually. That is the most important aspect of a healer. And of course, to look after your feet and your hands, because your hands are going to do the things that are going to nurture you or infiltrate some negative energy into you. And your feet are not going to take you at the right time in the right direction. So you're not going to meet your destiny in the most appropriate way.
So how do we establish courage? How do we root our courage?
Yeah, actually, it's very interesting. I can share a story.
Yes,
that I've heard. It's not one of my stories, but something that I've heard many people talk about. That there was a balloon seller at India Gate, right? And he used to sell balloons every day. Maybe I've shared this story, but it's very important to share it again today.
Yes, ma'am.
And he used to make all the colorful balloons, and he used to, sell them. And children would come and they would, say to their parents, I want one, I want two. And his business would be brisk. And sometimes he used to find that nobody was coming to buy the balloons. So he had hit on a novel idea that he used to fill one of the balloons with the helium gas and he would release it into the sky. And the children would look awestruck at this balloon rising into the sky, and then they would run, and it would catch. This was an unusual vision and visual, and they would run to their parents and say, we also want, and then they would congregate, and his business would start again and again. So this happened over many years. He was selling the balloons and all. And then one day, when his business was not so brisk, he had filled a purple balloon and he had released it in the sky. And he was very busy giving and selling, and lots of kids had come with their parents. And when everybody was satisfied and they moved away, and he was just, thankful for the business doing so well, he had a little tug on his kurta. And then he looked down and he said, yes, he found his little boy. So he asked him that if you fill a black balloon, will it also go up in the sky? So the man said, yes, son, because it's not what's outside. It's what's inside that makes it rise up. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So why I'm sharing this is finally it's what we have inside us is what's going to construct the truth and what's going to construct the healing aspect and the abilities. It's not so much about the color or the creed or the color, yellow is better than purple or gold is better than yellow, whatever is, it's just the preference in that moment. But it's the helium gas within that balloon that had given that balloon the ability to rise. So that's the construct is that what do you have inside your heart? Are you imbibing those energies sufficiently? Are you taking them in? Are you comforting yourself? Are you having the ability to love yourself, nurture yourself? Are you having the ability to make that choice and have the 7 colors of the rainbow in your, plate of salad or soup or vegetable or breakfast, whatever you're eating? Are you conscious? The point is, are you conscious inside? And if you're conscious inside, then your behavior outside is going to be very, very appropriate.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just thinking about that because that is it's a simple story, but it's like got such deep meaning of that. What do we actually fill ourselves with?
Yeah.
And what are so is that related to our choices then?
Yeah, the choices that we make and where are we installing those choices. And I was also sharing yesterday, so you could have great ability to make a beautiful Christmas cake or a besan barfi, and you're expert at it, and you do it really well, but now you have diabetes, right?
Yes.
So then you can't afford to make that every day and say I'm so good at it and I have to eat it. Because that's going to make you very sick. So you have to be in time, place, and circumstance. You have to be very, very appropriate with what you're doing.
So even in our daily interactions with ourselves, I understand now that it is that we have to love the environment that we're in. We have to be filling ourselves with the consciousness of compassion and love. And then the truth and the power will go hand in hand. But the power is where we have to begin. And we get to power, we enhance our power by being courageous. And then we can get to the truth.
Yeah, but there's also appropriate time, place, and circumstance. Right?
Yes,
so if you keep postponing, you procrastinate, and I'll do it later. So in that moment, the choice that you could have made like 5 days ago, and the choices that you have 3 days ago, and the choice is just at the brink of something that you're doing right now. So all three will have different consequences.
Yes.
Supposing you had to buy a Christmas present for somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
So 5 days ago, you could have got, you could have more time to think of what the person would like. And then 3 days ago, you could have still planned that I'll get to the shop and all. And then one day, is left and you still don't have a gift. And you think that just giving some money, in an envelope, shagan ka lifafa, give a gift, is going to be appropriate, and the other person may feel insulted that you didn't spend some time, or you may buy something in haste that the other person will never use
or not enjoy, or may already have
that.
So then how do we heal a bomb blast reaction or a toxic reaction in our future? I understand that we have to be on time and not procrastinate. How to neutralize it once that bomb blast has happened? Supposing we have given that shagan ka lifafa and the person never sees us. Oh, then can it be healed? Then it can't be healed.
Yeah, of course it can be healed. That if you are healing in the moment right now, then you won't give that shagan ka lifafa.
No, I'm saying if you are healing and you still end up giving the shagan ka lifafa and then they still have a reaction, then how do you heal that?
That means that in the moment you were not courageous enough to speak the truth and say that I want to buy you something, and I've not had the time, and I've maybe procrastinated, and I've just been so confused about what I should get you. So maybe you can seek help in asking them that, I would like to go, why don't you come with me? Or maybe it could be that you just invite them, write a note that I want to invite you for dinner, which will be special. So you can spend that money on an event or a situation that would make them feel validated that you care enough to spend time with them, instead of just giving them something and saying, go do whatever you want with it. So it's about how much personal interest you take with the other person, and how you are going to share. That's all about how you are projecting your consciousness. And then sometimes you're just saying, I'm so bored, and the other person is so bossy, and he always is, throwing a tantrum, and how should I deal with this tantrum? But the reality is that the tantrum has been elicited by a certain behavior pattern that you have projected into the universe. So project different things, heal yourself, place your hands on different parts of your body, stay connected to the light, and also maybe do healing on that, and that envelope of money, and maybe the other person will be very flattered that you gave them so much, and they will say that I know just what I have to use it for. So there will be no bomb blast.
Okay. Grateful, Ma. So yes, connecting to the collective, and lots of Merry Christmas messages for you and me, Ma.
So sweet.
And just a lot of love flowing in from everyone joining in, listening in. And so, yes, so I think it's a great opportunity that we are here till about 9:40 because we began a little bit late. And so if anyone has any question or
About
healing
healing.
request, yes, they can please.
I think that since I mentioned, from the root chakra to the 11th crown, so what are the activities that they can do to empower themselves?
Yes.
So at the root chakra is our purpose of life and the root of the tree of life. So how can we, do things for our purpose of life is to find that one activity that you haven't done in 2022 and to
Okay.
do it now. So what is that one activity? Maybe you never, sat under a tree in a park. So maybe today is a good day, and not that if it's snowing, but you could go out there and make a snowman and also play with the snow. But I'm just saying that to do that one activity, maybe you didn't bake a cake, or you didn't make breakfast for your family, or you didn't clean the house, whatever, or your cupboard, whatever it is, that one thing you didn't do. And so it will take a few moments of reflection to find that. And that action will definitely initiate major energy reversal into your root chakra and activate your purpose of life. When it comes to the Kundalini is our karmic record. And we are always looking at what is it insufficient about, what have I done insufficiently, that I'm not receiving the gifts from the universe, I'm not getting my promotion, or I'm not getting a higher salary, or I'm not married, or I don't have enough invitations to Christmas parties, or family lunches and dinners, whatever it is that you're feeling deprived of. How do you have to fix it? And I feel that starting with that, it could be as simple as watering plants, putting some bird feed outside, on the balcony, or even feeding someone hungry, or making a bottle of jam, or baking a cake and taking it for someone who is, in the spirit of Christmas or in the New Year. You are stepping out of your comfort zone to do something for someone that you again haven't thought of in the year 2022, and you've been busy coping with life and the COVID and whatever else that's been happening in your life. When it comes to the hara, which is the orange light, of course the Kundalini is blue and red and yellow, and just wearing those colored clothes can also empower you. Then we come to the orange, which is the hara, and again it is about creation and unraveling your highest destiny. And a good activity for this chakra is to reflect and write a gratitude letter for yourself, for all that you have achieved in 2022 and all that you're going to project and do in 2023, whether it's healing, whether it's charity, whether it's stepping again out of your comfort zone to do something for yourself. So the hara is about the self-image and about how you are activating your, personality into the universe, and also to reflect on all the things that you would like to do differently. Then we come to the navel, which is the pink and white light, and it's about creation of new energies. So I think that this is the chakra which has a lot of action is needed. So, I say that you go for a walk, maybe you skip, maybe you dance, put on some music, and really move your physical body to get into an activation of the white light at your navel chakra. And also buying yourself a bunch of flowers and putting them out in your environment. White flowers would really, really help, because as they spread their fragrance and all, there is an activation of the navel chakra. Then we come to the beautiful solar plexus, which is above the navel, and it's the yellow light. And here it is about nurturing your body with the different kinds and flavors of foods. So whether it's a bitter, whether it's sweet, whether it's salty, whether it's tangy, whether it's sour, all the flavors you need to put into your body today so that your body is healthy and full alert. Then we come to the heart. So the heart is about the green light, which is soft and billowing and cloudy, and it is also about breathing. So I feel that to activate the heart, you need to definitely gift someone maybe a green candle, maybe light a green candle in your own home, and make a pledge that in the year, every month of 2023, you will give away something green to show the generosity of your heart. Maybe you'll have a little money box, piggy bank, in which you'll put some money to give to charity. So that is going to activate your heart chakra in a very, very big way. And then comes the throat and the blue light. And I always find that the gift of water or anything liquid is very, very strong in activating your throat chakra. And, it could be a bottle of water to somebody who's thirsty. It could be a bottle of sharbat, some juice. And it could be even a perfume, whiskey bottle, wine bottle. All these are going to represent and open your throat chakra. And then we come to the beautiful third eye. And the third eye is filled with the purple light. And I always find that just connecting to everything purple in the world and just being grateful for having that few moments for yourself to activate how you're thinking, what you're feeling. And the highest is to write letters of appreciation to the elders in your family, and maybe go and spend time with them, which will activate your third eye and bring you more knowledge. Because when the third eye is sufficiently activated, it helps your eyes and ears and nose and mouth and your skin to really act in appropriate ways, and makes your hands do things that you would not otherwise do. And the crown chakra is, of course, rest and healing, and finding appropriate time to sleep, not going on Netflix and your phones and iPads and just wasting time staying awake at night. So sufficient sleep, I think, is the best gift that you can give to yourself, because I find that the human race is sleeping less and less and becoming more and more anxious.
That's just brilliant. Thank you, Ma, for that roadmap to success and the roadmap to the power within us, so that we can just harness that healing light and those 9 energies. And so now we have a few healing requests questions. So we have Sakshi Chaudhary, who says, healing request for myself and my family to stay under the ocean of your blessings, Ma. Could you please guide me that how to stop procrastinating? I really want to stop this practice of mine.
Yeah, so the first thing is that you should nurture your feet. So a very good way is to wear red socks or black socks during the day. And the second is maybe you can paint your toenails maroon. The third is to use a drop of mustard oil and rub the soles of your feet before you go to bed, and that will activate and release. Basically, what you have to understand is that from our feet chakra, we release all the toxic waste. So when we are procrastinating, we're not moving to our destiny, means that there is a block in the discharge of that negative energy, and we are not sufficiently able to do it. And so also sometimes people do soak their feet in salt water to activate and discharge of that fatigue energy and that toxic waste that has not been released, because swimming in the ocean is not a possibility for all of us. But of course, if you live by the seaside and you're able to go into the ocean, once a week is recommended to discharge your body of all the negative thought vibrations, actions, and spontaneous healing for the aura and the physical body. And And sometimes people do take a little piece of rock salt and roll it. And that's, of course, if you don't have blood pressure. I'm not recommending it, but it's a good cleanse.
Grateful,
Yeah.
Ma, for these tips and tricks that are
Yeah.
so healing, and there's no excuse
And of
for
course,
us
I'm
not to
sending
do
you
it.
lots of healing.
Yes, Ma. Yes, Ma. And then we have Gunjan Gupta, who has 5 questions.
Yes.
Her first question is that, Ma, please guide how to deal with depression.
By eating appropriate foods that are good for your mood, not overeating. I'm not recommending overeating. I'm recommending that you, since she has 5 questions, you must eat something for your 5 senses. So for your eyes, a carrot, red energy. For your ears, a date, the sweet energy. For your nose, something which is very fragrant, which could be anything that you love. It could be any color, but it must have a fragrance. So, it could be lemon juice, it could be an orange, it could be a citrus fruit, or it could be any fruit that's very inviting, right? And for your mouth, it's always about chewing something hard. So I recommend a nut, whether it's almond, whether it's cashew nuts, whether it's pista, whatever it is, where there's a crunch. Of course, some people also like to have potato wafers and chips, and they're crunching it, right? And then definitely putting some nice oil and, fragrant cream, or something that softens your skin. And it's not just about putting it on your face, but on your whole body. So that's why traditionally oil baths were really recommended, that you anoint your body with the fragrant coconut oil, maybe, or olive oil, and then you have a nice hot bath. So it will not only exfoliate the dead skin, but it will also give you great power and courage to activate your 5 senses.
Grateful, Ma. And then her second question is that, Ma, how to deal with anger?
Anger, just give up the, give up the false ego, and to understand that why you're angry, because you're very lazy, you're procrastinating, and you're not having the ability in your physical body to do the things that you want to do. And people are judging you, and you're not liking that judgment. And so you're spontaneously giving out the anger.
Wow, Ma. That's actually quite a revelation.
Yeah.
So we're actually angry with ourselves
for not doing
the work that we are born to do.
Yeah.
Wow. And then her third question is how to deal with lack of money.
To get up and start doing things that are going to make you some money. And interestingly enough, I have people who, don't have a job. And yesterday somebody was saying that the son doesn't have a job for the last 10 years. It's not possible that nobody can find something to do. It's that they have been at a certain level of their professional career, and they don't want to take a step down. But I've found that people who immediately step down that ladder and they start at rock bottom again, climb up very, very fast. So there's nothing that is something that we can't do. We can find something to do in the universe that will give us sustenance and give us courage and confidence. Because whenever you do some activity and there's an energy exchange, it validates your ability. So I'm going to send healing to Gunjan that she can find a job very soon.
Yes, Ma. And then her fourth question is that, Ma, what should we do in the coming year 2023 that will be the most appropriate?
Most appropriate is called healing.
Healing.
Do your healing every single day, and take one of the affirmations from any of the affirmation books and repeat it 3 times. For your to show your commitment to the life, that you are very dovetailed to taking action and to improve. And it can be about healing your family, yourself, your girls, and moving with courage and conviction to keep the faith in your own abilities. And definitely, I think taking the blessings of the parents is very, very important. So to be nice to the elders in the house, in 2023 will bring lots of good fortune.
And then the last, fifth question is
Yes.
that overall, how is the year 2023 for everyone?
Oh, yeah, for the world, it's a great year.
Great year.
Lots of opportunities to heal, lots of people fighting, lots of planets changing, lots of flavors of life changing. You know, people used to reading books, and now I find that people like watching Netflix and TV series, and the books are not being read. So, you know, when you're watching and hearing people speak and it's a visual orientation, it actually activates your hara chakra, the false ego.
Oh.
And it makes you want to covet what is happening in somebody else's life. So you could be seeing somebody on holiday in the Maldives, and then it would be a quick scan, wanting to go. But when you're reading, it's a different activation. So your eyes are seeing the words that are printed on that piece of paper. Your ears are hearing what you're reading, and your third eye chakra is engaged in manifesting that visual according to the way that you are interpreting it. So what you interpret and what you read will increase your intellect, will give you a center of great calmness and comfort, and also imbibe the lesson of what the writer is trying to, impregnate that consciousness within your heart. So your senses will be very activated, and you will really. So I always encourage people in 2023, definitely have a book on your bedside table and read every day.
So, Ma, I have a question. Is it that because when we're reading, we're activating our third eye chakra, and then with that activation of our third eye chakra, then whatever we are reading
is dropping as nectar to your root chakra, and then the root chakra is getting activated to move away from procrastination. And with the wisdom, the energies are going all the way down your feet and out, and you have a great ability to discharge the ignorance. Whereas if you are watching something, then you're activating your sexual energies, and the hara and the passion is growing, and you want desire and need and want, and I also want to do.
Greed is
and
growing.
Greed is getting birthed at the solar plexus.
Wow.
So that's the difference. So definitely read more books would be my advice.
I love that. And in fact, Ma, I have made a special shelf where I'm going to put all the books that I'm going to read in 2023, and then see how many months it takes me to fill up that
I'm
bookshelf.
going to give you a little gift of money in an envelope.
Yes,
and you're going to use it for buying the books that you want.
Wow. Grateful, Ma. Thank you. Very excited. And so we have Sakshi Taneja, who's joining us, and she says, Pranam, Ma, love
she's
you.
Up very early.
Very early.
Or maybe she's visiting India already? No, I think she's in London.
She's in London. So she asked that, Ma, what about audiobooks and podcasts that we listen to? So what is that activating?
That's activating your ear chakras and is giving you a little bit of fantasy, but it's the temple chakra. You're going into your past to see how this could affect your life, and you're going into the future and trying to project. So it's like regurgitating. You're eating, you're vomiting, and you're trying to eat that vomit again. And that's not very healthy.
Okay, wow.
So it's like you're in that loop again.
So podcasts, that's why, I notice with myself that I keep going back to the same podcasts and listening again and again.
Yeah.
So it's because our temple chakras are
getting activated, and you're trying to create a memory of what it would have felt like, what it means, and can I implement it in my life in the future? And, everybody is in a state of chaos.
Wow.
And the third eye is very confused. Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? No. But when you're reading, it's empowering you to take charge and to actually visualize how the characters are unfolding and what are their abilities, and what, you're always projecting, okay, what's going to happen next. Whereas when you're watching on screen, you're really satisfied within the next 1 hour It's so much has happened in the book. You can't. It takes time to read, to create that visual, to color in the dresses and the trees and nature. So it's a very different experience where all your senses are very activated.
So much. Sakshi says, thank you, Ma, for the clarity. Very, very grateful. And then she tells us that no, she isn't in India. Her parents are visiting in the UK. So they are arriving today. So she's awaiting their arrival. So she's awaiting.
Welcoming your parents. Nurture them, look after them well. And see, 2023 is already going to be a great year because you're starting with the right. The universe has given you that opportunity to take care of the elders and to give them a great time.
Wow. And yes, Ma. So we have. I'm just scrolling because we have a lot of lovely Merry Christmas messages and a few lots of questions as well.
Okay.
So we have Ashwini Bhaiya who says, "Love you, Mom. Bowing at your lotus feet. Thank you, Mom, for the unconditional love and blessings. Thank you for being there for us always." And then he has a question or a sharing. He says that, Ma, I have an issue that whenever I try to read something, I can only do it for 10 to 15 minutes and then I feel sleepy.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. Your third eye chakra is fully awakened and it's creating that magic of what you've read, and it's put you in a very tranquil space and you're going to sleep, and then you're going to wake up in the morning magically more activated of what your purpose of life is. And you will find that you'll be in a good mood and you'll keep doing things for yourself and not tired and fatigued and overworked and saying, okay, I'll procrastinate and I'll push it off. I'll do it tomorrow. Kal kar lenge, kal dekh lenge, that kind of thing.
Yes, Mom.
So that's what happens when you watch. And also that watching is very addictive. You see one episode of something and then you want to see
the next and the
next and the next, and that could keep you up half the night.
Yeah, and before you know it, you watch 3 seasons of a show that you never intended to watch in any case. Yes, Ma, we've all experienced that at some point or the other. And then we have Ruchi Bakshi and Binu Lad who are sending their love, and they have the same question, Ma, for you. They're saying that would you recommend any books for 2023?
What was that book on money that I read? I did read something.
The Psychology of Money.
The Psychology of Money.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good book to read. And anything about history. History is going to be a good subject to read in 2023.
Okay, wonderful. Exciting.
Yeah.
And then we have Simran Sani says that, Ma, why is it that despite really working hard, making great presentations, things come almost to fruition and then nothing happens? How do I navigate this, Ma?
Remember that all those presentations that you're making are practice and experience of doing things a little bit better and finer and fine-tuning them and converting them into business. And of course, 2023 January, post-January, when Saturn changes, it's very good for your business. So keep working hard would be my message to you, and keep reinventing the business and doing it better and better. And remember that all the times that it didn't work out was good. Maybe they wouldn't have paid you.
Yes.
And the light is actually protecting you and it's going to take you to that client or that situation where you're going to get the maximum benefit.
That's so
and also for the world, the last 3 years has been very difficult. People have found that there has been inadequate response from the universe, but also what are you projecting? So it also is activating your Kundalini chakra, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Absolutely.
activating your 5 senses every day so that you know exactly what to do.
What to do.
To live with these truths is sometimes very difficult because we don't want to love ourselves. We don't want to do anything for ourselves. and we think that everything should happen, and the divine is our servant, and he should provide, and he should give me the 10 crores in the bank, and then I'll be happy. And then when the 10 crores come, you want 20, and when the 20 comes,
It's never enough.
yeah. I remember once this gentleman many years ago who had come, and he was in a very, very bad state financially, and he said that if only I could get a job for 5,000 rupees, I could support my family. So I had said to him, okay, I'm going to help you get this job. So I got him a job for 10,000 rupees. And he was really happy. And then within a month or two, he came back to tell me how he was really unhappy that all the other people in the office were getting 20,000 and how he was being underpaid. So I told him, okay, I'm going to send healing and you start looking. So when he went back and I sent the healing, his boss told him that, he doesn't want him to be dissatisfied, so he's going to double his salary. And he finds him as a good worker, and, he's come with a high recommendation. So now he was earning 20,000, and then he came back and he told me that, it's not enough, the money. So I said that where was that time when you were saying that 5,000 would be, you would be so grateful, and now you have done. So he said, no, I've changed my children's school, and, from a cycle, now I've bought a scooter, and now I'm, really needing more money. So then he found a job, and then he started earning 50,000 rupees. And then he upgraded his standard of living, and again he was less short of money. And the story continued over some years, and then he decided that he's going to have his own enterprise. And then when I asked him, he said, I need 5 lakhs. Then it became 50 lakhs, then 50 crores. And the last time I saw him, he said, I'm doing a deal of 500 crores and just send money that it should happen immediately.
Send money or send healing?
Send healing and
the
money. Send the money to me, the
500
crores. And I just looked at him and I said, this man, he was going to be satisfied with 5,000
rupees.
And now in his quest for that 500 crores, he didn't want the healing. He just said, send me the money.
Wow.
He didn't want the healing. He didn't want the blessings. And of course, I seldom see him now. Because he's very entrenched in looking after his money. Now he's very fearful that somebody will take it
his
away.
money away.
Yeah. So that's how God says, okay, you don't want to work for me and you don't want to stay connected to the light. Here's your gift, and you go and take charge of it and unravel whatever you were passionately wanting. But that's also for Simran. You have to be careful with where you're going.
Yes, Mom. Wow, I'm just stunned by this story. Because it's real. It's not
real,
just,
it's
real.
It's a real episode.
And so we have to reflect that what are those things that
And
we are
we have-
always wanting more and more and more, never satisfied. So what is that chakra that expands so much that satisfaction is not there?
Hara.
Hara.
And solar plexus.
Okay, it's that
Solar
combination.
plexus is the garbage bin, and the hara is the false ego that I deserve better and better. And the universe is so bad, God is so bad, I work so hard and they don't give me what I deserve. And I deserve better, and I know I need better, and I want to live better, and I want to upgrade my life. But for what good? So you have to intrinsically look and see that all that going to make you a better person, is going to make you more connected to the divine. Are you really going to take some gifts on Christmas Day and give it to the not so
Privileged.
yeah.
Yes.
I remember that I was in Martyrdom School and we used to have a Christmas party. And our parents, we had to write to the school that what was the gift that we wanted from Santa, and when our parents had to pay, that whatever we had asked for, they had to pay double, so that one gift was going to be given to us by Santa, and on our behalf there was going to be another gift that they were going to give it to one of the children who was not so privileged, right?
Yes, Mom.
And I remember that it would be sometimes Santa would make us sit in his lap and then they would call out the child who was going to receive, and we would jointly give the gift. It was like, I remember, it was very
touching
sweet.
moments of learning how to share and giving, and that's what you teach us always, Ma.
Yeah.
In fact, Fauzia resonates with that, and she says that you are our sunshine, ma'am.
So sweet. And I remember when I was in class 10 in Beirut, and we were at the British school, and my twin sister and I, and then we were told that we had to make something for a gift that we were going to give. So I remember my sister knitted some socks and I knitted a sweater, because that was our talent. And then we went and gave those gifts, and it was very sweet that we had to really spend our own energy and our effort in creating something that we could share with somebody, not just using mom and dad's money to buy and give it forward.
It was your talent, your effort, your time, ma'am, and your skill. And then, yes.
Very, very amazing lessons in life that you learn them as you go along. And I'm sharing them with you that you can inspire your children to also do things.
Yes, ma'am, you're inspiring us in our life to take these lessons and implement them and to seed them in our aura, in our mind, in our heart. And then follow through with action, healed action, with the healing and the body.
The healing truth is that whenever an idea strikes or the universe talks and twitters, you must do the action.
Okay.
Not to delay it. I think that if you can take that forward into 2023, then you are a very responsible, appropriate and kind person, because the universe doesn't twitter many times. Because it's what, even in Twitter, it's what they get trolled or something.
Yes, ma. So the universe will troll you if you don't follow through. Yeah. And ma, like always, you've answered Shivam's question. We have Shivam Bhatia who's joining in, who says, Merry Christmas to you, ma'am, and Divya Didi. We love you, Shivam. Merry Christmas to you. And he had asked that, ma'am, I wanted to ask that there is always some delay in the work that I initially start very enthusiastically, but it just keeps on postponing. So how do I overcome it and heal it? So Ma has just told you that you have to follow through and you have to not lose momentum. And how do you keep motivated is by just reaffirming that I am committed, I am committed, I am committed, and keep doing the action. Right?
So because I recently was talking to somebody and they were saying that, everything in my life gets delayed and then it's so distasteful. So I said, what have you done? So she said that, I bought this packet of some cake mix and I've, kept it on the shelf, and I kept saying that I'm going to make it on the special occasion, and the special occasion never came. And now I wanted to just make it for my family, and I found that it's already expired.
Oh no.
So I said that you should have made it
the day you got it.
And that would be the most perfect day to make it for your family.
Absolutely.
Why would you put it in delay and say one perfect day, one perfect day? Because then there's that karma of that perfect day of unity and doing something for the people that you love is disappeared. So be appropriate in the now and don't procrastinate. I'm going to send a lot of healing to all your feet chakras and your beautiful hands.
Grateful,
that they're always healing.
They're already tingling. Receiving the stars and diamonds from your heart. And then we have lots of healing requests, Ma. We have Fauzia who says healing requests for her trip and her family's trip to Chandigarh and uphills. And that also for Ruheen's health and for the togetherness of the family.
And to have a fun, joyful time.
Yes. Ma.
Happy holidays.
And then we have, I'm just scrolling, Ma, there's a lot of, then we have Rita Arora who says, Ma, requesting your blessings, healing and your loving energy for me and my family. Always grateful.
Love you, Beta.
And then we have Nitya who is requesting healing for Sid and Neha, and requesting and asking, Ma, that is 2023 going to be better for Sid and Neha?
Yeah, definitely. Do more healing.
Do more healing. And then we have Rohit Abrol who says that healing, Ma, for my health and my relationship with my parents in 2023.
Yes, lots and lots of healing.
And then we have Inder who says, grateful, Ma, for being our pillar and our guiding light.
Yes, lots of love, Beta. I know it's a white Christmas for you there in Canada.
Yes.
Light a green candle.
And then we have Divya Shah, who's wishing us a very Merry Christmas and sending us love.
Lots of love.
And we have Mihika, who's saying, very Merry Christmas, Renooji, missing you.
I love you, darling.
And then we have
Come
Rekha.
soon.
Then we have Rekha Masi, who says, ma'am, you said that the last 3 years have been difficult, but with your presence and grace in our life, it has been wonderful and awesome. Thank you so
sweet.
much.
Keep staying and listening to the guidance and see the magic of 2023. It's going to be a glorious year. So stay healing, stay well, stay happy.
And then we have Ruchi Gulati, who says, Renu Ma, you are the greatest of all time. Merry Christmas and happy
Christmas.
Everything. Love you both so
Everything.
much.
We love you more.
Yes, we do.
And you're often in our thoughts.
Yes.
And our conversations.
And our conversations. And then we have lots of Merry Christmas wishes from Sharmila Dhar, Swati, Goyal, Madhur Kudesia, Ritu Gautam
Lots of
Chadha, and
love.
many, many others who I may not have physically said their name, but I've
we-
received all their love and messages for you and
Big
for me, Ma.
hugs.
Absolutely. And then we have Simran, who's asking, Ma, that, wow, what are the Twitter signs from the universe?
What are the Twitter signs? That the birds are tweeting that we love you and work hard. Don't complain.
And also the Twitter signs are like, supposing you're sitting and you're having a cup of coffee and suddenly you have an idea. This is especially for Simran, that supposing she has an idea that she wants to write a book.
Yeah.
Or she wants to start a YouTube channel. And then somehow she convinces herself that no, it's not possible right now, either by time or whatever. Then the universe will start trolling you by just sending you that message again and again and again, and then you'll get frustrated, but you won't manifest it. So the universe is actually saying that manifest it. You have all the skills, the talent, the ability in the now to manifest it. Yes,
You
Ma?
have all the information from all your experiences of previous lifetimes to put the stories out there. So start today.
Absolutely.
Today is a good day.
It's the best day, Ma.
Gift it to yourself.
Absolutely. And then we have Saurabh Jain, who joins us and says that, are there any divine or health benefits of sandalwood oil? I think when you were talking about the oil bath, maybe that's what he's...
Sandalwood oil is very, very fragrant. It's the great offering to the divine, and especially to Lord Shiva. Remember, the serpents twine themselves and they're very mesmerized by that fragrance. And Lord Shiva's aura is filled with that sandalwood fragrance. So yes, when you are anointing your body with that fragrance, you are activating your third eye consciousness, and you are telling, the skin is the largest organ
Yes, Ma.
of your body. So you are telling your whole body that I love you.
I love you.
And it's resonating with the brilliance and the intelligence. And a good day to use is Sunday.
Sunday. Like today.
Yeah, like today.
So how wonderful, and receiving your love, Mihika and Santosh Auntie and Nanaki and Anju and Preeti.
So sweet.
And we have Hardy Singh, who's joining from New York. He sends his love, Ma, to you. He says, hello, Renuji. Hope 2023 is good for us.
It's very good.
Very good.
I'm going to send you lots of blessings and love.
I love that. So just as we're signing off, should I take one more question, Ma,
Yes,
from
one more.
Sakshi? She has a personal question where she says that in this new year of 2023, will I be able to find the right partner? Request
Yes,
your
I
blessings
think
to make
it's
correct decisions, Ma.
Yeah, starting from 14th to 17th of January, there's going to be lots of changes for the better. And then, of course, move away from depression by walking and do all the things that I have said.
Yes.
And
And
I'm going to
implement in
tell-
the now.
And I'm going to tell Divya that she should also put all these Sunday collectives on YouTube so people can
Yes, Ma.
watch them again, because maybe they've not made notes.
Yes, Ma. So shall definitely get on that. And with that happiness and joy, wishing you, Ma, and everyone else a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you on the 1st.
Big hugs.
Which is the Sunday. So we'll see you next
Sunday.
in 2023. Love you all.
See you next year.
See you next year.
Bye.
Bye for now.